Welcome everybody to a brand new video. So it's getting kind of late at the time I'm actually recording this video. It is 10:45 at night, and the reason for that is because I actually just came back from work. I am going to be uploading this video tomorrow, so this isn't going up on Saturday, this is going up on Sunday. But speaking of work, I got a new job, and I just came back from my first day in this new job, and all I gotta say is that I enjoy it a lot more than my previous job, that's for sure. Today's video isn't gonna be too serious, this is gonna be just me talking about myself, but a few weeks ago, I ended up getting a job as a barista, and I made a video about that. However, me being in that position at that job, I wasn't very happy with the job itself. I wasn't happy with the work I was doing, I wasn't happy with my environment, and I especially wasn't happy with my hours. I am not sure if I'm allowed to legally talk about my contract in this video, but basically, I was told I was going to get a certain amount of hours based off of my contract, and that just didn't end up happening. It's not that they were breaching their contract or anything like that, but basically, I wasn't happy with the amount of hours I was getting. I needed significantly more. And so I figured, hey, if I'm not happy with my job, I should probably go out and look for another one. So I started going around to a bunch of different coffee shops, and I was handing out my resumes, and eventually I ended up getting a call back from somebody who offered to call me into an interview, and right after the interview, like right as the interview was ending, I got offered the job at the end of the interview, which was pretty fantastic. It was really surprising because every single time I had applied for a job, I would go in for an interview, and I've never gotten hired right after the interview. That was pretty amazing. It kind of shows that I have experience and they really liked me and that they really wanted me on the job. So they literally made me an offer right as the interview ended, which was pretty awesome. And regardless of whether or not I was going to like this job more or less, what was important to me was that I was going to get more hours. Even if I was going to earn a little bit less money, if I earned more hours, that would in turn make me more money every single week anyway. I'm obviously not going to talk about how much I make in this video, but one thing that I need when it comes to money is I need money to invest every single week, which my threshold for investing is €150 every single week. That is the bare minimum, and if I can't do that, that's a problem with me. I need to be able to invest €150 every single week, regardless of what happened. Pretty much whenever I get my paycheck, I just minus €150, pretend as if I never even got it. It just goes into my brokerage account and I invest it. However, it was getting to the point where I was leaving myself just a little bit too short after putting away my investment money. And then on top of that, I also help my mom out with rent, and then I also have my own personal expenses. I don't spend money lavishly or anything like that. In fact, I am very, very minimalist when it comes to anything I spend my money on. So when it comes to personal expenses, that's not a huge deal for me, because as long as I have money to put food in my stomach and pay for transport to get to work and stuff like that, that's completely fine with me. That's all I really need, just because I understand that the sacrifice I put in today is going to pay off a lot in the future. But yeah, basically because I was earning so little hours at my other job, I wasn't able to put money away for investing. I was pretty much just getting by with my own personal needs and then paying rent, and the fact that I couldn't invest money every single week was very upsetting to me. So I was looking for a new job, and I got a new job, as I said, and today I started my first day, and I'm very, very happy to say that I have a lot more hours. I'm not going to talk about how many hours I had at my previous job, but if we're going to talk about next week, Monday to Sunday, I have 37 and a half hours. That's full time. And so now that I have that many hours, I have enough money to put aside for investing, I have enough money to cover my rent, I have enough money to cover basically everything that I need to cover right now. And I'm very happy with the job, just based off of my first impressions with the first day, not just because I get more hours and because in turn I get more money, but just the environment is a lot nicer. I like the people that I'm working with a lot. Not to say that I didn't like the people who I was working with previously. It's not what I'm saying at all. However, I really get along with the people that I worked with today, and I'm hoping that tomorrow when I meet some of the rest of the staff, I get along with them too. And it also just seems a lot less stressful than my other job. I remember when I first started my other job, it was really stressful. I was having twitches due to how much stress I was actually taking at my job. In case you guys don't know, I have epilepsy, which is triggered by a lack lack of sleep, a lack of exercise, and stress. And I was getting so stressed out in my other job when I first started that I was starting to have twitches that were caused by that stress. I just didn't really enjoy the work all that much, to be honest. And I didn't want to set my expectations high. I didn't want to expect going into this new job that it was going to be not as stressful and that I still wasn't going to have to work hard or anything like that. Of course, I still do have to do that, but it's a lot more low-key, a lot more chill. Yo, I just clutched up there. I just gotta mention that. The only negative I can really talk about when it comes to my job is one incident that happened today. Because it is my first day, I had to sort of learn the ropes, especially when it comes to the till system, when I was taking people's orders. That's something that I had to get used to. And I remember my colleague was explaining to me some things on the till, and there were a few people waiting to take their order. And there was one guy at the back of the line who was like, "God, you're holding everybody up." And I remember my colleague actually stood up for me, which was really nice for a change, because in my previous job, I wouldn't ever really be defended at all. You know, if anything happened that was kind of unfair to me, I just kind of had to suck it up and just deal with it. But I remember my colleague was speaking to the customer and he said, "Sir, I have a colleague here with me and it's his first day." And then the customer acted more mean. He was like, "I don't care, it's taking forever." And like, we just had to ignore him and basically just serve him and just be nice. I kind of did help the situation a little bit, because when I had to serve that customer, I told him that I sincerely apologized for the delay, and he ended up telling me that it's fine, it's not a big deal. Well, you did make it seem like it was a big deal earlier, sir. But other than that stressful situation, I pretty much know most sections of the workplace. You know, I know about the kitchen, I know about the till, I know about, you know, actually making the coffees, because that's the reason I took the course and got jobs in this industry in the first place. But the coolest part about this job was when we closed the shop and we had to clean the shop. My colleague went into one of the storerooms where we can basically plug in our phones and you can play music through the speaker. And he just maxed out the speakers and started playing a shit ton of hit songs, and this was cool. This was really cool. He started playing songs from like G-Eazy, Eminem, Wiz Khalifa. Like, there were just a bunch of artists that he was playing songs from. And I know that some people will hear those artists and be like, "God, I don't like those artists." There were a lot more than that, but it was really cool just putting on hit songs and just blaring music with the doors open and just, you know, chilling out, cleaning the place up. It was just a nice experience overall. I don't know if this is what they do every single time. I can assume that they don't do that when the boss is around, or maybe they do. I don't know. The boss was the guy who interviewed me, and he's a really cool guy. I really like him. For once, I actually like my boss. Now, granted, he was off today and I didn't actually get to work with him, but from what I saw from the interview, he seemed like a pretty nice guy. And yeah, I'm very happy to say that I am very content with my job. I don't know if that's going to change over time. This is basically just first impressions, but I have a new job. I am a lot happier than I was previously, and I hope that that stays to be the case. I'm very happy because I have more stability now. In my previous job, it really fluctuated how many hours I have, but in this new job, there's more staff members and more hours to go around, and while I'm not making as much money an hour, I'm just way happier in this place, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how much money I'm making. If I'm not happy, well, then what's the point? Having that stability in my life and just being content with where I am is a great feeling. I'm so happy that I can go back to investing. I'm so happy that I can have a little bit of freedom in my life now because I'm working a way more stable job. Again, it is just my first day, so anything can change, but I hope it doesn't. My girlfriend also came in and visited me on my first day at work, and easily that was the best part of my day. I know this is gonna be cheesy, and I can't believe I'm saying this in a video, but babe, if you're watching this, thank you for being around here for all of my stuff that I'm going through with getting a new job. I really appreciate it. I don't know what I would do if you weren't by my side. I'm just gonna stop right here because this is getting a little bit too PDA. But seriously, shout out to my girlfriend. She's dope as fuck. And with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you smack the like button. If you want to stay up to date with my content, please be sure to subscribe. I'll have my last video in the corner. If you haven't checked that out already, definitely make sure to check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.